Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Monday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedist, go to Brock. If you need a roof, you call Parish. Uh, uniquephysique.com, restoredmotions.com. As always, our sponsors are linked in the description on YouTube, and now they're tagged on Facebook. Okay, hope everybody's weekend is off to a great start. I was laughing as we were starting there because y'all can notice. You probably can't notice. It looks like a strobe light. I have a light up there that's going out, and so it can't decide if it wants to go out or. So I'm just going to turn that light off. Okay, it's just going to be a smidge darker in here this morning, but I don't know if y'all can even tell, or maybe that's just me that can tell. Anyway. Okay, what's up, y'all? Good morning. Hope everybody had an awesome weekend, long weekend, Thanksgiving holiday. Maybe you were out of town and came back in, whatever the case may be. Welcome back to everybody who might have been gone but now is back, or if you've been here all along. Good to see everybody as we're kind of back into a regular week now. Saints lose a lot, man. Newsy day. Saints lose to the Rams 21-14. We did an immediate reaction video. It's a bummer. You had a chance to be up 10-0 in that ball game. Taliesin Fuang is downfield. Touchdown comes off the board. Penning gets an illegal chop block call, and you end up missing the field goal, so you get no points there. And ultimately, you drove the ball down the field at the end of the game with a chance to go tie it, send it to overtime, or possibly win it with a 2-point conversion, and you came up short. Fourth down play, and Jared Verse beat Foster Morrow and got to Derek Carr and knocked the ball free. So a little bit of a bummer, man. It's an unenviable matchup for Foster trying to block a freakish defensive end. But anyway, I think if we're all being real with each other, the winning back-to-back game is a lot of fun. I think the point I pretty consistently made was I thought this team had 2 more wins in them. I think they'll beat the Giants next week or this coming Sunday. And then I think they could beat the Raiders at home. Other than that, it's hard to imagine beating Washington. I don't know that they go win at Green Bay. And then in the final weekend of the regular season, you're at Tampa, who it looks like now could be playing for the division in that final weekend. So, it's a bummer. But again, I think it's just a reality check that whenever you are a team with as many flaws as the Saints have, and you couple with that the injuries they've had, asking them to do what they were going to need to do, which was win like 7 straight games, was not realistic. So a bummer because you had a chance, like you had a chance against the Falcons, like you had a chance against the Eagles. And that's the real disappointing thing for this team. It's, but you get to the point where you are what your record says you are, and you're a 4-8 football team because you can't close games. You're not good enough to finish or hold leads, and that's just part of it. So they'll have to get better on the roster. The other disappointing news, of course, Taysom Hill looks like he's done for the year. They'll confirm it today, but if you saw the play, it was the 4th and 1. They ran single wing. He ran left side, and when he got hit on that left leg as it was planted, and the knee caved in. We've all seen it before. It was terrible to look at. So, God bless, man. He's been a great New Orleans Saint, been a great player for the franchise, a selfless player, done everything they've asked him to do. And, but it looks like his season's over. And at 34 years old, you start to wonder, okay, well, how many more years does he have? And with a new, Ross Jackson wrote about this over at LouisianaSports.net, by the way, if you want to check out his column, with a new staff coming in, likely, if Clint Kubiak isn't retained, does the new coach, whoever that is he an offensive coach? Does he bring in his own offensive coordinator? Do they have a role for Taysom in that offense? I don't know. And so it's, contractually, it's most likely that Taysom will be with the Saints next year. But What capacity and what role, it's difficult to say. So that's a bummer. And then also put on thumbnail Rickie, or on the title today, Rickie Collins entering the transfer portal. I didn't talk about it yet on my Locked On episode. I decided to focus this morning. I did my PFF episode, which I always do. Posted that last night, and then this morning the full episode is all about Brian Kelly calling a shot after the game against Oklahoma on Saturday. So let you hear what Brian Kelly said, and I reacted to it. It's all in today's Locked On LSU. But Rickie Collins entering the portal, no surprise. I mean, I'll read this. A lot of y'all sort of took a little umbrage. I shouldn't say a lot of you, but I should say some of you. So took umbrage with me suggesting that, that Collins or Colin Hurley wouldn't be back, and and I told you repeatedly, like, I wasn't giving you any type of inside information or anything like that. Like, I didn't have any. Here you go. It's the column I wrote at Louisiana Sports Net. I mean, I said it on Locked On. I've said it everywhere, but I have it written as well. This is here. I'll read the paragraph. The long-term prospects are cloudier for the Tigers. If Nussmeier returns in 2025, it's hard to imagine that LSU's next starter is currently on the roster. This is not meant to be a knock on Rickie Collins or Colin Hurley, but it's just a sensible observation of the times. When Joe Burrow transferred to LSU, Justin McMillan and Lowell Narcisse bolted. After Brian Kelly signed Jaden Daniels, Miles Brennan retired from football. When Daniels and Nussmeier returned in 2023, Walker Howard transferred to Ole Miss. If Nussmeier returns for 2025, someone will leave. And in 2026, Brian Kelly would be foolish not to add an experienced quarterback out of the portal. When he does, someone else will jump town. It's just how the game works now. So, again, that wasn't meant to be a knock on either of those guys. It was just a statement of fact. And now you saw it with Rickie Collins entering the transfer portal. So you have to now go into the portal and add a quarterback, probably a young player, probably someone who's like Rickie Collins, was at a place or like when Walker Howard went to Ole Miss, was at a place for a year, and now with no Bryce Underwood in the class of 2025, no high school quarterback in the class of 2025, you can look to 2025 knowing, okay, well, Garrett Nussmeier likely be the starter. I could sit for a year, then have my opportunity to win the job in 2026. So that's, I think, the type of player that you're going to recruit out of the portal in this class at quarterback. Okay, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. We appreciate y'all for being there. Let me go stop Drew's sound machine and all this stuff, get him stirring a little bit. I'll be back in 30 seconds.
Construction and roofing. At Parrish, we got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parrish Construction and Roofing. Parrish built. Parrish built. Parrish built. From your hometown. ParrishBuilt.com.
All right, let's get to your comments. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Hey, Brian, good morning from Lenore City, Tennessee. Word on the new basketball arena. Not yet, man. It's a good question. We can follow up on it, though. Brian Wynn, Wacky Chris, disappointing thing about the Rams loss. We had our opportunities, didn't capitalize. Yeah, man. I mean, that's kind of been the case with many of the losses for this team. But the old betting angle about team failing to cover 80% of the time they lose their starting center. No Eric McCoy. Saints fail to cover. Brad David, Jacob Thompson, Blaze Landry, Kelly Gross, good morning, y'all. Frustrating when one player goes down, the offensive grinds to the hall. I don't know that that's the case, Chris. I mean, Taysom went down late in the ball game, and you scored 14 points the whole game. Like, the offense didn't grind to a halt because Taysom left the game. I mean, he got the first down on that 4th and 1, and you still continue to proceed down the field. You got to the 10-yard line. couldn't capitalize. Now against Atlanta, the first go round, the second half was crazy without Taysom. But look, it also is the fact that you didn't have McCoy, you didn't have Lucas Patrick, Nick Saldiveri got hurt. I mean, you have a makeshift offensive line, man. It's kind of some of those same issues you've had all year. Hey, Rusty, good morning. Madden, now we can lose out and get a top 5 pick on defense or wide receiver. Wesley, XRP. I wonder how many of y'all went and bought XRP after I was talking about it. For those that didn't see it yesterday, XRP is a crypto project. It's now the third highest market cap. It was up 25.8% yesterday. It's at $2.41. It's really fun. In the last 60 days, in the last 30 days, XRP is up 371%. The crypto bull run is a lot of fun, especially when you pick the right projects. Let's see, we're not getting Cam Ward or Sanders, so no quarterback for the Saints in the first round. I don't know that I would say that. I mean, now they have to be committed to drafting a quarterback, and so it has to be someone that they like and that they want. But even if you're picking in the, let's say, 6 to 10 range, one of those quarterbacks may not fall to you, but you would be in position to go get the quarterback if you wanted it. And the Saints have always been aggressive in the draft, so I wouldn't put it past them. Hey, Jacob, good morning. Sick of the Bama bias. How are they even in playoff conversation? They can't even hide it anymore. I think, well, let's see what happens this weekend. And it'll be interesting to see, what they do with the ACC. So I think if, for example, let's say Clemson wins the ACC championship game and Clemson's an automatic berth. Well, then SMU and Miami, SMU's an 11-1 football team. Are you going to penalize a team for playing in its conference championship? That's a question they'd have to answer. And then Miami's at 10-2. Do you take 10-2 Miami over 9-3 Alabama? That's kind of when you're going to look at strength of record, strength of schedule, all that sort of stuff. And I don't know. I think the ACC getting 2 is probably the clearer path. So we'll see. Have you found your channel? Have you found your channel cause of your game, Gigi? Any word on players hopping to the portal? Not yet. Should start to find that stuff out this week. Rex, Lowell, Jeff, good morning. By the way, remember the portal window opens on the 9th. So a week from today is when the portal window officially opens. So with the regular season over, you're going to start to hear players announce their intention to enter the portal, but they can't officially enter the portal until a week from today on the 9th. Rickie, you look better in the dark. Brian, with the advent of the CFP, do you see a possibility of lesser bowl games going away? Do you see teams losing first round of playoffs going bowling somewhere? No, I don't see that. But lesser bowl games going away? No. I mean, my contention has always been, as long as there is a sponsor and a TV network willing to air the game, there will always be these bowl games. Because, as I've said forever, it's not a reward; it's a money grab. They're playing, despite opt-outs and 30-man rosters, they're still playing these bowl games because it's TV content. It's a TV product, and there's a sponsor. And if there's a sponsor on it and a network willing to carry it, and every network is willing to carry live sports because it's the most valuable entity on linear television today is live sports. It's live sports really is one of the only things that is still live appointment viewing for people in the digital age in 2020 going on 2025. So as long as there are TV networks willing to carry the games, there will always be those bowl games. Patrick Gumorgan thinks the Saints lost a winnable game where the defense played out of their minds the first half. What's your projection for what happens Wednesday thus far? Well, I will share this with you. I was sent this last night. So DJ Pickett, 5-star number 1 corner, who was, and I did say this on Locked On, so I'd appreciate it still if you go listen to Locked On. But Pickett was here Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Remember the recruiting dead period began at midnight, so no more face-to-face contact. You could still call and text recruits, but no more face-to-face. Pickett saying and acting like he's 100% LSU. And then Jakeem Stewart playing it closer to the vest, but thinks he's LSU unless he gets a Bryce-like bag dropped on him. So got that last night from someone who is as good a source of information as I could possibly have on the situation without like literally talking to Jakeem Stewart, which I didn't do. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. Christian, good morning. Exciting for the running back room next year. Yeah, man. Caden Durham coming back. Harlem Berry coming in. JT Lindsay, who's a stud too. We'll see what happens with Caleb Jackson. A lot of people have asked, is Caleb Jackson entering the portal? I don't know, but I think it's a sensible question. I mean, he got passed this year by a freshman, and then he got a 5-star coming in next year. I mean, I get why you'd ask the question. Let's see. Christian, good morning. Excited. Oh, sorry, we just read that one. Hey, Thomas, good morning. Did the jingle today already. Trivia Carter, good morning. Jaden for Rookie of the Year. We'll get updated odds on that today. Last week when the updated odds came out, Bo Nix had gained on Jaden, but after yesterday, my guess is Jaden probably just passed him a little bit there. We passed on Jared Verse. A lot of teams passed on Jared Verse. Yeah. But you needed a left tackle. Like, I'm not going to complain about drafting Talesi Fonga, especially if he becomes your franchise left tackle. Bubba Smith, good morning. Guy Brooks, good morning, Matt. Saints find a way to break our hearts. We left too many points out there. Look, the group, he missed field goal on the drive where he had a touchdown come off the board. You can't help but wonder if the Saints had gone up 10-0 in a blink just like that, how different is the game? You don't know, and maybe it plays out the same way. But, I mean, you had a touchdown taken off the board where you were running the ball effectively. By the way, hat tip Alvin Kamara. If you haven't paid attention, he's nearing 800 rushing yards on the season. He has never had a 1,000-yard rushing season, and it looks like he's going to get there this year. So that'd be one little silver lining glimmer here in this season. Bailey C. was moving all day Saturday. Forgot about the game. Glad we sent OU home with that L. Austin, good morning. We lost Collins and Swan. Passing looked like Shaq shooting free throws. I'm looking forward to seeing who we get in the portal to back up Nuss, assuming he's coming back. I think Nuss will be back. I don't know that definitively. I think all signs point that they anticipate he'll come back. But yes, I mean you have to go. You have to go get a quarterback in the portal. Hey, Steve, good morning. When will the roster limit increase? And how do you think we had 20 players from the portal or high school? So remember, Steve, Ross Dellinger reported about a month ago that the SEC is not increasing the scholarship limit to 105 for 2025. So why they're making that decision to wait, I don't know. So the answer to your question is it's indefinite. I don't know when the SEC is going to do that. But I think to answer your question, is probably a blend of both. I think it will allow you to take more tweener prospects that you think have upside, but maybe can't help you right away, that you can get into your program and build and develop. That can become starters later. Guys who we've seen in this program, like Lloyd Cushenberry, Foster Moreau, you'd be able to take guys like that. Tara Walker, should Hurley start the bowl game to keep Nuss healthy for next season? No. Patrick, feels so bad for Taysom. He did everything he could to help us win. To suffer that injury, unfortunate. Yes. Matt, 5 days off. There you go, man. Peak season at the PO. That's true, man. God bless. Was the old Seinfeld bit about that? But yeah, Christmas season, I would imagine, is peak season for you guys. So head down, work hard, man. Hope all is well. Charlie, good morning. Maybe try to get Howard back. I think that ship has sailed. Eric, for my sanity, if we finish 6-2 and tie with Georgia and Tennessee, we lose the tiebreaker on record versus common opponents since Tennessee was 2-0 against Ole Miss and Florida. No, because all three opponents would have had to have played the same opponent. And I guess Florida would have been the common opponent. And all three teams beat Florida. So that is discarded. It would come down like LSU. I'll say it to you this way, Eric. If LSU had LSU lost to Florida, so LSU had been out. But actually, that wouldn't have made sense because Tennessee and Georgia both beat Florida. So then there's no disparity there. It would have gone to that fourth tiebreaker. Anyway, point is, Eric, if LSU had beaten Florida, LSU would be in the SEC championship game. As hard as that is to stomach, well, now hang on, Eric. Oh, it's 7:45. I got to go. Let me dig deeper into that. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. On the surface, unless there's something I'm missing, I think you're right. Because those three would have the common opponent. What we were assuming was Ole Miss would have been 6-2 as well. Bama would have been 6-2 as well. Yeah. No, you're right. Okay. That does make me feel better. Oh, not a lot better, but a little better. Actually, yeah, okay, a little better. Okay. All right, y'all. I got to go. It's already 7:46. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. I appreciate y'all for being there. As always, our sponsors are linked in the description on YouTube and tagged on Facebook. So please support them. Locked on LSU is already live, so please go check it out. Have an awesome day, and we'll see you for